Hi everyone, this is Joan Michaels of joanmichaels.com, inspiring and guiding you to a fulfilling career. Welcome to this episode of my YouTube channel video. In this video, I am going to explore the subject of approaching your career as a business. Many companies have strategies and concepts, that they apply to move their company from point A to point B in terms of growth. And so I feel that our careers can also be managed in this manner. And the idea for this video actually came up recently. I am enrolled on this program at the China Euro Business School, and one of the modules that we were discussing was on business strategy. So whilst we're having that discussion, I had an aha moment where I felt, a lot of these principles can actually be applied to managing our individual careers. So I'm just going to try to I'm just going to try to extend those business principles to managing our careers. And I do hope that you find it useful. So the first business concept that companies use is to identify and exploit their performance engine. Now, what's the performance engine? The performance engine is the current services or products that the business is offering. So applying this to career development, I think of your performance engine as your current job, the job or the role that you are performing currently. And you need to exploit that job. You need to max out that role. And how do you max out that role? You need to give it your best. You need to take up every training opportunity that your company is offering in relation to your current job. You need to do it excellently. I often say that no employee is, indispensable. But exploiting your performance engine, i.e. your current role, means that you should make yourself nearly indispensable. When there's a redundancy coming up in your company, you shouldn't be in the first cart or second cart. That's making yourself nearly indispensable. So your performance engine is really your current job, and maximize that to the best of your ability. But whilst you are maximizing your performance engine, the next thing that companies do is to look into the future and to identify their growth engines. And so applying this to career development whilst you're performing your current role, and think about what your next move is. And here I would like to give an example. So when I started out in my previous company, I recall vividly the first day that I reported at the reception. There were signages of the various departments and what floor you can find what department on. And being a person with a business and finance background, the commercial department stood out to me almost instinctively. So that was my first day on the job, but I made a mental note that, Joan, you've got to move into the commercial department at some point. So the point I want to make with this example is, although it was my first day on the job for my performance into my current role, I was already thinking about what else I could be doing for this company, supposing that I like it and I stay that long. So moving fast forward, I did interview for a job in the commercial department for a business analyst role. I didn't get it. But I kept exploring my growth engine. And so I explored the finance department and I explored the legal department. And both departments wanted me for my next role. So this was about a year into my first job with this company. I was already exploring this growth engine to kind of find out what my next role will be. And so, and God bless, the head of legal at the time. He gave me a piece of advice. He said, Joan, I know you can do the finance job. You have the credentials for that. But the finance department is already a big department. I'm giving you an opportunity to kind of join this small department, which is the legal department. It was him. He was nearing retirement. And it was two other young lawyers. So there was room for growth and progress. So I moved. So 2 years after my job in the HR department, which was my performance engine, I was exploring and looking for my growth engine, and then I landed in the legal department 2 years after that for my growth engine. So these are two principles, that companies use, that they are performance engine, which they exploit, and by extension to our career management, the performance engine is your current role exploited, and then the other business strategy or concept that companies apply is the growth engine. What other products can we introduce? What other services can we render? And so extending this again to your career development is about your next role. What's my next role going to be? How can I find it in my current role, in my current company, or in a different company? So you think about that. You don't wait for a time when you are unhappy in your job to start thinking about your growth engine. You think about your growth engine, i.e. your next role, from day one when you get your new job. So I often tell people, the day you sign your contract for your new job, you should start thinking of what my next job is going to be. And I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't be in the moment and enjoy it. I'm suggesting that you should have a balanced approach, and do it simultaneously. And then the next thing that the next business strategy or concept that I think you should apply to your career development or career growth is about the skills and the strategies and the mindsets that you need to be able to explore both your performance engine and your growth engine. Companies will do a SWOT analysis. So for you as an individual, you need to think about what mindset do I need? What skills do I need for to perform my current role well and to perform my future or my growth, that growth engine excellently, to find that growth engine and to excel in it. And I would like here to suggest 3 mindsets or attitudes that you should have. And the first one is that the future is now. Don't think about, I just got into this job, I'm giving myself 2 years and I'll start thinking about my next move. The future is now, so start thinking about your next move now. Procrastination, I'll do it tomorrow, it will just make your dreams just that, dreams. What matters is that you take action. So that's the first mindset I want you to have. The future is now. The second thing I would like to suggest to you is to be curious. And when we were growing up, we were told that curiosity kills the cat. And I have come to change my perspective on that. And I hope young parents out there are not teaching their children that curiosity, kill the cat. But I've come to realize that you need curiosity to identify what your next opportunities are. You need to stay curious about this world. That's the only way you can package yourself as a solution. What are the problems? If you're not curious enough, you'll not be able to identify this problem and package yourself as a solution to some of these problems. So stay curious is the second mindset or skill I would like to suggest to you. And the last one I would like to suggest to you is that you need to have a hunger for learning. And it's not just a hunger for learning, you need to have a hunger for learning, you need to have a hunger for relearning, and you need to have a hunger for unlearning. So there are new things that you should learn. There are old things that you've learned that are not serving you well today in terms of your skills or even your attitude. Some attitudes that you've picked up that served you well in job A may not be serving you too well in your next job or in your growth job. You need to unlearn those ones. And then you also need to relearn. There are some things that you may have unlearned, but now you need to relearn them, to perform a certain future role better. So stay hungry to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn. These are the 3 attitudes or mindsets that I would like to leave with you for exploring your growth engine and for exploiting your performance engine. Like I said before, these are concepts that companies use to move their companies from A to B. And if it's working for companies, and if you as an individual, you think of yourself as a company, I see no reason why it shouldn't work for you. So I hope you found it useful. Approach your career development as a business. You are an enterprise, and make that enterprise profitable. All right. Okay. So stay well, stay safe, and please follow us on our socials, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. I'll be bringing you a lot of these videos from time to time. All right. Bye bye.